ComEd at 8.
This is Dr. Sharon Bethia. I'm Associate Professor at Northeastern Illinois University and the coordinator of the African American Studies program. I listen to the family meeting.
This is Michelle Duster, professor, public historian, and author of Ida B. the Queen, The Extraordinary Life and Legacy of Ida B. Wells. I listen to the family meeting every day.
Welcome to the worldwide headquarters of the family meeting. I'm your boy E. That voice you hear is the black Asian dude himself, Richard Chew.
That's me.
Hey, man, grab your phones and like, subscribe, follow us. That stuff you do on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that's all of them, right?
Facebook.
YouTube is the other one.
That's right.
Yeah, hit that one, too. Subscribe, follow, whatever y'all do with that thing.
You see our pretty faces.
Yeah, that's where you can see us. That's where the conversation goes on when we're not here. Also, visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You'll find archived broadcasts, the music playlist, which is growing every day. Because I change it when I'm walking the dog every morning. I change it a little bit.
How you do that, man? You got like 3 hands or something?
No, I got really good headsets, man. I can change the music with my fingers on my headset.
Man,
I ain't got to be on my phone and stuff.
That's skill, y'all.
Yeah, man. I'm grooving with the dog. Me and Oliver be out there grooving, man, getting our funk on.
Oliver get his steps in?
At 6 in the morning. Yow! That's right, baby.
Pulls back on his own.
That's right, man. That's right. He's a funky dog, too, because he's a black dog.
Right.
That's right.
I've seen Oliver, y'all. He is a black dog.
That's right.
Not just in color, but in attitude.
That's right, man. And the space shuttle cockpit controlling everything is our white slave. That would be Devin.
Devin's a bomb.
That's right, man.
He was running the whole plantation last week.
Listen, man, you ring the bell outside, not a damn phone rings here.
I know. I saw that. I heard that.
It's a raggedy ass place. It's so raggedy, man. Raggedy ass computers sitting there. None of them have them working.
Monitors ain't up. Y'all should know. We should take a video of the studio and then just send it out to everybody so you can see what we're talking about.
These folks is cheap up in here, man. They don't fix nothing, man.
Little birdies. Cheap, cheap, cheap.
You can become a patron of our broadcast for as little as $5 a month. Visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com, and click the button, become a patron. Didn't that follow? Click the button, become a patron.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm into stupid today, y'all, so get ready for that. I'm into stupid today. So anyway, click that button, become a patron, because that's how we support the broadcast now. We're trying to get rid of all the advertisers and stuff. That's we ain't gonna do that no more. Visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. Also, you should know that the family meeting is sponsored by Identity Guard. Take the time to protect your ID for a little $6 per month. Visit lookaftermyid.com to learn more. Lookaftermyid.com. The lines fill quickly, man. The number is 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. I got a chuckle this week, man. Did you see the woman? There's a clip circulating. I don't know when she did this. You probably know who I'm talking about. She was in front of some panel, city council, school board, whatever she was talking to, and she was trying to convince them in the crowd that she was magnetic now because of the vaccination.
Her new nickname is Magneto.
She thought she was magnetic, man. She thought she had convinced somebody that she was magnetic by sticking a key to her neck.
Watch this.
Right. She was so definitive about her point, like an attorney, like she was dropping the mic saying, "Can somebody explain that to me?"
My girl,
like she'd proved some kind of a point.
Yeah, my girl, a comedian,
so stupid, man.
Dana Goldberg said, I don't know if she was magnetic, but she must have been dirty. Because for something to stick to your body, you got to be dirty.
Oh, yeah, greasy or something.
Yeah,
man. And it didn't even stick to her.
That's right, this thing.
Can somebody explain this to me, please?
Yeah, it don't stick.
It's just, she was like, I proved my point. It's just so, listen, damn, I was just thinking about all the things that stupid people can and will do.
Oh man, you must have lost some sleep over that, because that's
I get a good laugh of thinking about that, man.
Yeah,
dumbass sitting around buy a jump rope and wonder why it won't jump.
Right. Wait. Okay, y'all, we in for it today, because he said it. He warned us. He said, "I'm in the goofy mode today, y'all."
Man, these folks, man, and I heard your boy Bill Maher. I don't tune into his show very much. But he's trying to make the argument that somehow or another we can't win these people back if we keep calling them stupid. We can't stop calling them stupid if they keep doing things like that.
Right. And if we do, why would we want to win back stupid? I would want to win if you're going to win anybody or keep, but not stupid.
Most of these imbeciles, can you see them saying, "Oh, the Q thing. Oh, they got me, man. My bad. I was off my rocker. My bad, man." Can you see any of them doing that?
No. I mean, there's a couple cats out there who became part of white supremacist groups, blah, 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 and they bumped their head against the cement too many times in the cement pond, and they were like, this don't make any sense. A couple of cats have left. But that's like, there's more people in this station right now than there are that have left the crazy ass, QAnon, white supremacist group. So
it's insulting, man. That's not what we do, man. That's one thing, at least in our culture with our children. We don't argue with our kids.
No,
because this ain't finna be no argument.
Or you got to leave.
You don't know anything, so I'm not going to listen. You're not going to rationalize with me. When you see a black kid talking back, he or she gets knocked out.
You feel for him. If you black or if you white and you've been around black folks and got black folk friends and family, you feel for that black child because you know he's about to get the hell knocked out of him.
Because we understand culturally. Okay, maybe we should change this. Culturally, we believe that they're intellectually inferior until a certain age where you can begin to negotiate with them. But we don't. I'm not finna negotiate. It's time to eat dinner. I don't want to. No. It's time to eat dinner. That's what time it is. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat that. But then you don't eat that.
Wait, there's a commercial. I hate to do this, but there's a Kraft commercial, and it's kind of crazy. It's a black couple, and they got the two kids sitting at the table, and the kids don't want to eat the vegetables. And they're like, well, fine. Well, the little girl says, well, fine. We will just starve then.
Oh, I wish.
And then parents get up off their goofy asses and go in the kitchen and make some macaroni and cheese. I'm like, okay, if the ad agency that put that together with the company is black, they need to be fired.
Well, there was one where the woman appeared to be a woman of color, and this little girl didn't want to eat. She's like, no. And then she ran off.
Yeah. And
the woman chases her. No. You don't want to eat this?
Okay.
Bet you never eat again.
That's right.
Bet you never eat again.
Well, I'm gonna put a lock on the kitchen.
Right.
You can't get in the kitchen.
That is culturally wrong.
You can go any place in
the
house.
Ain't no black woman named Keisha especially finna get up and chase her kid who don't want to eat some food.
I got stuff to do. So why would we? And that's the thing right now. Okay, y'all, just walk with us for a second. That's what kind of the general body politic needs to take a lesson in, and that is, I've seen a number of things on social media. I'm just call it that so I can cover everything with one statement, where there's references to black mamas don't do that. Black women don't take that. And what's really kind of cool to see, and that is in the last, I would say, certainly 4-ish years, you've seen that evolving of, strong black women and not in an apologetic way. And so when I see what's happening with the general body politic of the quote unquote progressive party, I think y'all that are so-called leaders need to take some lessons from Keisha Lance Bottoms, Mrs. Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Mrs. Stacey Abrams, and the like, on getting stuff done. Because this begging and chasing folks down and whatnot,
no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
No.
So, you got these crazy people running around now. I think this woman who was on television, I think she was some sort of a medical professional, a nurse or something like that.
I thought she was, I don't know what.
And she's trying to stick a key. She's magnetic. She's magnetic. This is a trained person.
So-called.
She thinks she's magnetic. I don't even think, are keys magnetic?
I don't know. I don't know if they have enough.
I don't know if I've ever seen a key stick to a magnet or anything. I think you've got to stick a key in something.
I don't know.
The whole episode was stupid, and her definitive mic-dropping statement, can anybody explain this? That was just like she proved something.
Right, and everybody was like, oh.
Can you see her kids? Mom,
Mom, we have to go
everybody
to school.
saw you on television, Mom.
We have to go to school tomorrow, and we already get knots in our head because they know you crazy by how you do stuff around the neighborhood.
I don't see any value, and we talked about this, in the midst of the previous 4 years with the imbecile. I don't know it's unfair, I think, for anybody to ask me to find a way to live with these people, live with them, work with them. I mean, I'm very diligent now. When I shop, when I'm about to spend money, that, I'm looking at who I'm buying from.
Sure.
Because I'm making sure I'm not supporting one of you imbeciles.
No.
I'm not. I'm not going to buy nothing from you. You remember I was trying to find a surveyor in Alabama.
Yep.
Took me months to find somebody in Alabama.
You found somebody that you could saddle up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not spending any money with them imbeciles.
No, because we don't know. And here, so this is I guess a partnering statement with the theme right now is, I went to the gym to work out, my club to work out, and a good friend of mine came up to me, and she didn't have a mask on, and my gym is now, mask-less, mask by choice, if you've been vaccinated. I mean, that's kind of a standard in certain areas. She came up, she said, "Can I give you a hug? It's good to see you." "Yeah, good to see you. How's Ann?" "Fine, blah, blah, blah." And she said, "Have you gotten vaccinated?" I said, "Yeah, I had my mask on." She said, "Okay, I just wanted to make sure." And I said, "Oh, don't worry. I got vaccinated a while ago." I said, I'm not wearing the mask because I haven't gotten vaccinated. I'm worried about the vaccine and this, the stereotype that's associated. Right. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about these other crazy ass fools who say they got vaccinated and didn't, or have not been following protocols for a year now.
Right.
That's I'm not trying to rescue them anymore. They've had more than enough time. The ones that I say are supposed to be or call themselves the smartest people in the room, Eric, always want to tell us how, but aren't doing the things. What are the rules? There we go. What are the rules? So Here we are. We got these crazy people who supposedly created the rules, not following the rules, and then judging others, not us.
The whole thing is just stupid, man. I mean, I find myself, you go on the internet and you get chased down a rabbit hole, Googling this. So I decided I would just based on what she did, I just wanted to see a montage of stupid things people said and did. So I hit YouTube.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man, there's plenty of material.
Was your head on a swivel?
I mean, it was on YouTube, so I'm sitting there watching and I'm laughing, and I'm enjoying myself. And then, some of them, so the comedians have taken to doing a side-by-side video where they show a video of somebody, then they stop that video, and then they comment on it with some jokes, which is also funny as hell.
Yeah.
And I got down this road where this dude was asking people, what do you have on top of your refrigerator? What do you have on top of your refrigerator?
Nothing, because we have a cabinetry
built in. Okay.
Yeah. I had to think for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. So, I know people like drunk ass Adrian probably got booze up there, right?
At least.
Yeah. I got breakfast cereal from when the kids were in the house. I'm still there for some reason. But stuff just down a rabbit hole, man. Of stupidity, man. My stomach was hurting afterwards, man. Then I wandered off into Tyrone videos. You've seen Tyrone before. I'm Tyrone. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Tyrone on YouTube. And he's going to slap cigarettes out of people's hands that you don't know.
Because he doesn't want people to die from cancer or get cancer from smoking. And he comes up on you, too.
He roll up on anybody.
Yeah, he doesn't care. And it's kind of hilarious, but you also go, brother, man, you feel for him because you don't want him to get hurt because he's crazily doing a good service. But at the same time, or it comes from a place of trying to do a good service, I guess you could say. Eric, so... Question would be, you said this for months, not years now, with regard to how are we going to live with. So here we're here now. You were saying this or asking this question 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, particularly after the Dems won back the House and so forth. Okay, great, we went back to the House, but we still got to live with these fools for at least 2 more years. So now we passed it 2 years. We still got to live with these fools. I mean,
we know who they are now.
We knew, and that's why when people want to shut down that conversation, I agree with you. You can't do that because we want to see who they are. We want them to out themselves and keep outing themselves.
They have outed themselves. Yeah. They got Trump signs in their front yards, and you can tell. I mean, it's funny if you exert the effort to be mindful and to make sure you don't support, because these people walk among us every day. There's a guy that does interesting guy. I used to find him pretty humorous. Who does car videos, right?
Okay.
He shows you little tricks about keeping your car running fine. He's kind of humorous guy. But then he goes in on real slight jabs against Nancy Pelosi. Now,
really?
I'm not a big Nancy Pelosi fan myself, but you can tell where he's leaning.
Right. Right.
So now his videos have taken on a particular tenor to me now. I'm not that interested in watching them anymore. They're not as interesting as they once were because I know who he is.
Yeah.
Right? And so the more you watch, the more you can hear who he is.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of they walk among us every day.
Yep.
And so these guys or gals or these friends of yours, people who are teaching your children, these sentiments that you are so disgusted about that you see on television, they're teaching your children.
Yeah.
They're serving your food.
Yep.
They're driving your Uber, your Lyft. They're doing all kind of stuff. They're with you every day.
I mean, 74 million people.
These are people that you like, you know and like.
74 million people is, virtually half of the voting community in the country, which is 25% of the greater population.
It's 350 million people here. Do the math.
So you can kind of figure that every third person
or so,
or maybe every fifth person. But again, that's based on geography and the density of a population.
Because there's a mitigating factor here because of somehow, and I don't know what the science is. Maybe someone can call today and share with me the scientific term for this. But people have a tendency politically to aggregate.
Mm-hmm.
So, you find a lot of them in the South,
right?
You can find a lot of them in the far western suburbs of Chicago.
Not even the far western suburbs.
Well, I mean, in terms of a large aggregation of them, like neighbor to neighbor to neighbor, constantly.
Yep.
So, I don't know what it is about humanity that makes us politically move in the same place. Quite frankly, if you asked me, I hope the South secedes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just assume draw a line around them and let them go.
Bye.
Take some of the people out who don't want to be amongst those people. Save them. Let them cross the proverbial border, and the rest of y'all can stay down there and think that way. Because I got no use for you.
Yeah.
But that's the best thing about it is, I guess the best and the worst thing about it is, you know where they live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
you ain't got to kind of guess house to house in some neighborhoods. You know everybody in this neighborhood, with very few exceptions, harbors a sentiment that you find disgusting.
And one of the things that you talk about geographics, talk about the South. So right now, when we're looking at these voter suppression, crazy state guidelines, all this hubbub that they're trying to create, it's happening in predominantly southern states right now. But if you pay close attention, y'all, and everybody needs to pay close attention to this, it's easing into some what we would maybe call traditional northern or non-closed-minded parts of the country, or what we would have assumed to be. It's trying to ease into some of those areas, too. So to Eric's point...
But that's the thing, though. They can ease in, but they're never the preponderance, because as soon as they move in, it appears that something in humanity makes everybody else leave. Or they come in, find out they're not welcome, and then they leave.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Yeah. It's interesting because I was listening to this podcast, and they're talking about, you asked a question, what's it called? And I don't know other than, using aggregation as a word. But a lot of, human behavior is based on one's ability to deny certain things, deny certain, what we'll call norms or things that seem to be common to a larger swath of people than a smaller swath of people. And I don't know if that's the answer. Maybe, like Eric said, if y'all are listening, you can do the research on the science on that. So we'll send out a little homework assignment. We need to know that. And are keys magnetic, Lisa, if you're listening?
And what do you have on top of your refrigerator?
And what do you have on top of your refrigerator? But no, guys, think about it like this. How many times have you sat back and you've watched, I'll just use this as my constant example. You look at downtown Chicago, when you look at, people who come into the city from different places, and we know that, a lot of folks are back into traveling and, they're going to be going to where they're going to be going to. And I watch folks, Eric, and I think, okay, so where are they from? Because I know they're not from a 20-mile radius of where I'm standing right now at the corner of Michigan and Ohio.
You know where they're from.
They're not.
I'm sorry, you don't know, but you can make a really good guess.
Yeah. And it's not because they're doing this with their phone, because they're trying to figure out how to get to, billy goats, or how to get to, whatever, place that they don't have in the suburbs or other places to come to. And it's interesting because then me and my goofiness, I sometimes want to engage those people and ask them questions.
I bet you do.
And I don't, but I said sometimes I want to just walk up to them and say, so what do you think it's like being in the city of Chicago? But I don't do it. But I am curious as hell. I want to see. I so I can have the numbers right in my head.
Well, so my standing question is, how are we supposed to live with these people? How are we supposed to live and work with them? I was on a video conference yesterday briefly, and there was a participant. There was a discussion on racism, actually. Mm-hmm. And there was a participant who was dreading having to go back to her office. Not sure where she lived. Not sure at all. Mm-hmm. But apparently, a lot of the people she works with support the things that we find disgusting in politics. And she knows a lot of people who work there like that. And she's like, I just don't want to go back to that office.
I wonder how much of so I've heard some statistics about certain companies are having a tough time hiring people, either hiring people back or hiring new people. I wonder how much, and then a lot of people are talking about it from the vaccine, from the virus vaccine conversation. But I wonder how many people are now saying what this person said to you on the video conference.
Like, it was palpable. Her desire not to go back was palpable. And,
because the intersection of all this is the former administration, how things were handled, the insurrection, and how people are saying, yeah, I like that. I think that was a good thing. And now this person was working in that environment.
Yeah, so you can only imagine the emails and the videos and things that I get on social media and email from people who support this election fraud thing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, what you idiots, when are you going to get it, man? And the answer is never.
Right.
So Bill Maher's attempt at asserting that we can't have a democracy if we don't find a way to welcome those people back is stupid. It's not about us reaching out to them to welcome them back. It's about them coming in apologizing.
Yeah.
My bad.
Then we let you in.
I was stupid. I didn't realize they took me for bad. It's their job to do that. Just like it is, and I didn't say it on this call yesterday because I was trying to be supportive, but I'm not trying to have no discussion of racism with black people. It ain't my problem to solve. That's white people's problem to solve. Y'all racist. I'm not racist. And to the extent I am, I don't have the influence
to inflict the power control over those who I would.
Right.
That's the definition of it.
The number is 773. Oh, by the way.
What? This is
the group Pleasure. The song is Glide. One of the baddest bass lines on earth.
Down.
That's right, y'all. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Hey, how you doing? This is Oliver Gibson. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Tired of running to the store to get your CBD products? You can now get them online at the CBD Fun Store, where we have a full suite of Wakana line products, including oil gummies, creams, smokable hemp, and pain relief creams. Why go out when you can enjoy the convenience of having them delivered to your door? Come directly to the CBDFunstore.com to place your order. That is CBDFunstore.com. All of our products are backed by our 30-day money-back guarantee. Your satisfaction is our focus. So visit CBDFunstore.com, where we make good health fun. The CBD Fun Store is a fully licensed micro-dispensary under Wakana for Life Distribution Group. You must be 21 years or older to purchase CBD products. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
The law office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you. Whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
Think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right. You better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
Get past the people, get past the hitman. Get on down now. I want to get on the good foot. Good foot. I got to get on the good foot. Going down to the crib and let all hang out. Well, so people know what it's about. Going down to the crib and let it all hang out. Well, so people knows what it's about. Where people give signs.
I'm Zena Smith, the owner of Masters Plus Tutoring Program in Homewood, Illinois, and welcome back to the family meeting.
You know, he talks about the good foot, James Brown, in this song. The song is called The Good Foot. He also talks about the bad foot, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't get on that bad foot. You get on that good foot, man.
Stay off that bunion.
You remember that dance, The Good Foot?
Yeah. It took me a while to get it, but I ain't gonna lie.
There's two parts to The Good Foot, by the way, too. The second part's largely instrumental.
Yep. That's what's so great about, well, not so many things are so great about James, but the instrumental stuff was just, I mean, for me.
JB's was the original funk band.
Yeah, they could go, y'all. They could, if y'all want to get your head right, I mean, listen to, as Eric said, the JB's. I mean, that,
yeah, that's funk, boy. So let me give you another one. One of the comedians I heard say, one of these dumbasses, one of them missed their 6th grade graduation because they had jury duty.
Oh man. Yeah, I had a young woman at the at my health club. I went into the commissary to get a sandwich, and she leaned in and she said, "Mr. Chu," she said, and I just told her, "Stop calling me Mr. Chu." She said, "Mr. Chu," she said, "You be leaning in on LinkedIn." And I said, "Well, yeah, because some of the stuff that you see is just crazy." I said, "And it's a supposedly business website, and you get people dropping all this craziness on LinkedIn." And I said, you know,
yeah, they walk among us.
It's turned into Facebook, and I've a lot of people that I've deactivated or disconnected from. So Eric, here's a
where did Mike come from?
Well, because it's about what I'm about to say. So this over the weekend, speaking of LinkedIn, so this is the lead into why I'm saying this. People were trying to give Mike Pence some praise for, quote,
who was?
Some idiots on
who were you watching giving him praise? No. What were you watching this time?
I wasn't watching anything. This is on LinkedIn. Believe it or not, it was on LinkedIn.
Oh my goodness!
People were trying to give Mike Pence praise of being a hero for making sure that democracy was kept intact.
See there? I told y'all, man.
So this is what
I told y'all.
My comment.
You entrusted, man, to get off my back.
Mike Pence.
You entrusted to get off my back about rewarding people for doing what they're supposed to do.
Well, no, that's my point. I'm not on your back. I've taken up that mantle. I'm telling people all the time now. No.
You too hard on people. I'll take it when I can get it in.
But that's what he was supposed to do. So one of the comments was, Mike Pence is not a hero for doing his constitutional duty. So we're running around saying he was a hero for keeping democracy together. But the point is, I'm tying this to what you've been saying about the crazies amongst us that want to say Mike Pence is a hero. And some of these people, from what I could read, weren't necessarily on the right. They were people who were, let's call them, middle of the road or even potentially a little bit left. And I thought, see, that's the problem. If anybody's going to call out the craziness, it's got to be the people that so-called are going to be most impacted by the actions of the crazies. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. Yeah, take your head out of the proverbial back end of a donkey and get focused on the forward. And the distraction right now, which is a little concerning to me, is everybody's running around. This is where I'm a little concerning about Speaker Pelosi. I don't know because she hasn't stated it. And as Eric has said so many times, okay, if that's where you stand, then you need to state it now, not at the end of the road. State it early and stick to it. Which is, what are they doing to gain houses in the seat rather than just protect home turf? And I don't get a sense from her or from Chucky Boy that they are doing anything to actively go get some seats, go hunting, go big game hunting.
They're too busy backpedaling on the titles, like this whole thing about socialism being bouncing around. So they're backpedaling, trying to, I'm not socialist, your mama's socialist. They're doing all the no, don't even address that. And that's one good thing that Nancy Pelosi does.
Right.
Is I'm not finna get in that conversation with you about who's socialist and stuff. That's not the point. That is demonizing people. That is boogeymaning these people. That is creating fear amongst these fragile white folks.
Right.
That's all that's about. So don't even. I saw Lisa posted something on YouTube about the Democrats are trying to retitle socialism as conscious capitalism.
Yeah.
Don't even do that.
Don't do that. Waste time.
No, it's a waste of time. I mean, we got to be focused on our permanent interests.
That's it.
And so far, your boy ain't happy, right?
I've not tuned out, but I've turned the volume down because I'm not hearing some things that I feel we need to be hearing. Not we need to be hearing.
Somebody needs to drag Joe Manchin. Somebody needs to drag him. Forget the decorum of the Senate, the quote-unquote greatest deliberative body. Drag his ass.
Eric,
drag him. Now I know the dynamics in West Virginia, and you can't elect a Democrat.
No.
I know the dynamics.
Bump that then.
It doesn't matter. I mean, our permanent interests are all that matters.
Make DC a statehood.
And to be right is to be right.
Yep.
That's all it's about. If you believe what you're saying, then stand up for it.
Right. Don't play this Mickey Mouse game and trying to. I'm gonna bring all these people with me from the right.
Rules of the Senate. Not. Listen, man, the filibuster. I dare somebody, and I'm willing to accept if I'm wrong. But I dare somebody. I haven't been able to find an instance where the filibuster was used for progress.
Nope.
To help somebody.
Nope.
For good.
Nope.
To protect somebody.
Nope.
Filibuster ain't never been used that way. So an effort to protect it is an offensive thing to do.
And that's and you notice that Eric did not attach culture, gender, economic, nothing.
Political gangs.
It's purely to prevent something from going forward. Now, there's been cases where the majority was trying to ram through something that would have been harmful. So maybe by de facto.
Yeah, but what happened when Republicans are trying to get something through that the Democrats filibuster? They cancel the filibuster.
Right.
So, and they do what the hell they want to do.
And that's
because that's how they play. And you're trying to play footsies with them in the interest of decorum or the history of the Senate and bipartisanship. Man, screw all that.
If you want to play footsie with them, put some spikes on and stab them in the feet. Because right now, I mean, Eric, listen, you're talking about Manchin, and we talked about this last week. Our girl Kirsten in Arizona. Listen, man, if I were part of that body right now, I would, every time there's an open mic, I would be, look, they need to, y'all in the state of West Virginia and y'all in Arizona need to look at your girl and your boy, because what they're doing is causing harm, not just to you in your state, but causing harm to the rest of the country. And that would be, I put that on autopilot as a senator. Because wait a minute, if my people don't want to reelect me because I'm telling the truth, then I guess I shouldn't be here. But I'm gonna tell the truth while I'm here. And y'all gonna have to listen.
Yeah, stand up for something. Let me get Steve calling from the Gold Coast here. My man Steve. What's new, Steve?
Yes, I just wanted to comment on a couple of things you mentioned. And I remember watching that video of these idiots sitting there attaching spoons to their faces. I mean, I used to play that game when I had nieces and nephews their age too. I guess I must have been magnetized, didn't know it. But yeah, there's nothing terribly scientific about it. It's just a question of your skin with metal adhering to it. One surface versus another. People have been doing this for decades. Nothing special about it. But what happened is that there's a few of these anti-vax nuts, and they apparently have gotten it into these people's heads that somehow the vaccine contains some magnetic properties. And that is somehow linked to 5G, just to extend the crazy conspiracy. So you've all heard of 5G is going to be able so that you can stream a movie while you're in your Uber, driving across town if you want, instead of having nothing to do if you want. Okay, great. And absolutely nothing harmful about it. But these people are convinced that it's killing your grandmother and that somehow it's now linked to the vaccine. and that somehow it's magnetizing you, as if there's any scientific evidence behind it. And what people need to realize is that there are a few quacks, people with actual degrees in these fields, who stand up and say the most ludicrous of things, claiming that, oh, wow, I have a degree in such and such. Yes, you are thoroughly disgraced. It's like it's like the film Vax, the pandemic film. And, it basically it focuses on this woman who was charged with a crime for stealing from her laboratory. I mean, it's thoroughly disgraced, has no peer-reviewed publications that support anything she claims. And yet the whole world was like, oh, my God, this is evidence that, they're trying to kill us with the vaccine. No, this is evidence that a crazy person can make a video and that you're willing to watch it. That's not the same thing.
So, Steve, I got two questions for you, Steve. One is, would you invite one of these imbeciles to your home for dinner? And two, what do you have on top of your refrigerator?
No, I would not. I mean, I've done these where, I get hooked into these things where you do panel discussions or something along those lines, and then, there'll be the invariable point where, okay, audience participation. Like, okay, here we go. And then somebody will stand up.
Here comes the fun time.
Here comes the fun time.
And I've sat there and I'm like, okay. And I actually, it was about 7-8 years ago, I had to listen to a guy rant on about how we're all part of a conspiracy, all of us who were on stage, to keep the world from knowing that the globe is really flat. And, we're not living in a sphere. The world is really flat. And I was sitting there, basically, sir, I said, I don't know where you get your information from, but I'm quite convinced that the world is a sphere, and you're entitled to believe what you want. But as long as you keep it to yourself, you're not hurting anybody. The difference being that the vaccine conspiracy actually hurts people. If you believe that the world is flat, good for you. Knock yourself out. What good is it going to do you? You're not going to hurt anybody by actually propagating that mythology. But if you tell enough people not to take the vaccine because it's harmful, that actually has a long-term detrimental effect on our society. Yeah. Because we're not done with this yet. And that's the problem. And unfortunately, you've got a lot of these crazy people out there who have embraced this because it's a bottom line thing. You know as well as I do that a lot of these platforms such as YouTube, they pay you based on views and subscriptions. So it doesn't matter if you're propagating flat Earth nonsense. There are people on there making money from flat Earth nonsense. Others are doing it. We're doing it from the vaccine craziness. So COVID conspiracies and the election nonsense and all of this other sort of thing. So even though they may know full well that they're full of it, like Alex Jones was at one point making $20 million a month, selling people on crazy. But hey, he didn't care, and it didn't matter that he didn't believe that he did any of this nonsense. As long as he was making money. Now, if you were making $10, $15, $20 million a month, would you stand up and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm full of it, people"? Just all my fans just know I'm full of it, and I don't believe it.
I might.
You might.
20 million, man. Come on, man. Steve, 20 million.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, Steve, that to your point about that, just to ride along with you, that's where the cape or whatever has come off of Tucker Carlson, where now it's.
Well, it hasn't. They still believe him.
Well, they believe him, but the point is, the point's being made that he's not to the people who listen to him and that don't.
57 million people still believe him. I bet you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
And he unfortunately is being pushed in that direction, and unwillingly so, because outlets
is he?
Newsmax and one of
they're getting crazier.
In the sense, willingly, exactly, because you've got these other outlets that have pulled some of Fox's audience away from them. So the answer from Fox is, all right, we're going to have to get crazier than we've already been.
Yep.
So now we're sitting there saying, where are the good old days with Bill O'Reilly, who was only partially insane. Tucker Carlson is full on insane now. And and that's where we are in America. But as to your point about why people are engaged in this, it's confirmation bias is what it's called. People look for those things which reinforce their existing belief systems, and they're not interested in a diversity of opinion. It's like, wow, okay, they're trying to kill me with this vaccine. I'm going to find every source I can find online, and it tells me that that's exactly what they're doing. And if anybody tells me that it's not, they're part of the conspiracy. Which is exactly the flat Earth model. Everybody who tells me that the Earth is a sphere is part of the conspiracy to cover up the flat Earth.
Yeah, but what is it about? What's the science behind people who believe in flat Earth all moving to the same neighborhood?
Well,
I don't necessarily believe that they all move to the same neighborhood in the age in which we live, in the age in which we live online, because that's where we get our information. They're gathering together communally online. So they can be in Maine and in Nevada and in Florida, but they're all sitting there chatting away and posting and doing all this stuff together in their own virtual community. So
yeah, but you can see from voting patterns that they have a tendency to live in the same communities.
Right, and that tends to be, that is a functioning part of who dominates media and access in terms of where you are. So if you drive across the border to Indiana, outside of Northwest Indiana, which is called the region and is really part of Chicago, the rest of Indiana is dominated by right-wing radio. You just drive through there and try and tune into a liberal station while you're on a long drive. You're going to find Rush Limbaugh on and Tucker Carlson and all these other people and Hannity and these other people. You're not going to find anything like WCPT anywhere in Indiana or Kentucky or any other sort of, so we say, right-wing or red states. And that's the thing. They dominate certain media outlets. And that's allowed them to dominate a lot of the so-called agenda as far as what people think in those places, because they don't have access. I used to stay at hotels all the time for work prior to COVID, and you can't get the progressive stations, but God, you can get Fox in every single hotel room that you stay in America.
Yeah.
But you can't get MSNBC necessarily.
What's on top of your refrigerator, Steve?
Let's see, wine, I believe.
Wow, you like Adrian. Drunk ass Steve now.
So,
okay.
Oh, we got it. Steve's joined the party.
There's a difference between enjoying wine and being drunk.
Is that a difference without a distinction?
It depends on whether or not you're at a bar or at home.
Okay, there you're gonna try that on me. Okay, all right, Otis from Mayberry. Okay.
No, it depends on how attractive she is.
Steve, lighten it up.
Be well, man.
Stay safe, Steve.
Take care.
Okay. Oh, drunk ass Steve, man.
Yeah. Steve said he did a pause. Looks like there's wine up there.
You know what's up there,
You know what's up there.
You know what's up there, boy. All right, y'all. I see Vanessa. I got her next. The number 7737. Oh, that's Johnny
okay.
Guitar Watson.
That's all right.
A real motherfucker. Yeah, that's who this is.
Almost said it, y'all.
773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Be a downside cheaper. Yes, it would. Started riding the bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. Lord, it's a real.
Hello, this is Dr. John Artis from Health on Earth Wellness Centers. You can visit us at www.healthonearth.org. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Good God.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. We all know that 2020 was quite a year. COVID-19, the economy, financial markets, and the election have impacted our sponsors and advertisers across the board. We thought rather than being solely dependent on sponsors and advertisers to maintain our show, we would create a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page. We know you appreciate what we have to offer, from our Stop By and Pull the Seat dialogue to our Red Hot Music playlist, and our guests, politicians, authors, and small businesses. It is with that knowledge that we ask you to support the Family Meeting and to become a cousin and a monthly subscriber to our show using our Patreon page. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to keep the Family Meeting a viable voice here on WCPT, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Your monthly support will also help us expand our reach and touch more people across the progressive conversation. To become a Patreon subscriber, go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link. Simple and sweet. Thanks, cousins.
Are you looking for the best residential and commercial laundry service in the Chicagoland area? Then you want PleaseDoMyLaundry.com. That's PleaseDoMyLaundry.com.
A 2016 study estimates that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft that year. Fight back against identity theft by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
This is Karen Fleshman, founder of Racy Conversations, www.racyconversations.com, and welcome back to the family meeting.
Number 773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. So,
what was that music, Eric?
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. You my man. You are my man. That was One Way featuring Al Hudson. You can do it.
Yeah, y'all. That's right. See, that's what we do here. We keep it on the rails. Keep it on the rails.
Man. Yeah. All right. That's going to get old in a minute, though.
What's that?
I'm tired of doing that, man. Already, I'm tired of doing that.
You have to give me cue cards then.
Yeah, y'all going to have to look it up. Y'all just have to look it up.
We should have a game. Who was that?
Who's going to keep track? Who's going to keep score?
That's right. Well,
see there? Y'all be introducing jobs, man. You and Tressa be introducing jobs all the time. We should do this. Don't nobody want to do nothing now. We should have this contest.
No, they have to call in with the answer.
I know. Then who's going to keep track of that?
We don't have to. They have to call in with the answer. They're wrong. No, you're wrong. Hang up.
I just want to know what's on top of your damn refrigerator. That's what I want to know.
You have to. That is today's message. What's on top of your refrigerator? You got to call in. You can't just like put it on YouTube for y'all YouTubers. Call in tell us what's on your refrigerator.
Yeah, I can put it on YouTube. I don't care about that, man.
All right, fine.
If y'all in the car or whatever, don't want to call.
That's true.
Some people don't want to call. They got stage fright or whatever.
Oh, hey, I get it. I ain't haunting anybody at all. But I will say this. I agree with what our girl Lisa says on YouTube right now about much of the bigger comment that she's making. She's coming down to on Cinema and Mansion. In terms of who their backers are politically.
Okay, Lisa on YouTube, you mean, right?
Yeah, on YouTube. Sorry, and she's right. I mean, people got to dig a little bit deeper. To your point, be a little bit more intellectually curious about what's really going on to see. There's a reason why they're taking the positions that they are. Yeah, part of it's their ego and all that, but to call them out, you got to be armed with information. Say, look, man, we know you're getting money from the Koch brothers.
But see, here's the thing, though. I think it's an important conversation about why. These two senators stand in the way. But, I really can't conjure up any level of interest.
Well, you don't really give a damn.
Let me tell you why. Because they lead you down a road of all this political gang stuff. Mm-hmm. And let me tell y'all something that I 100% believe. And listen, I'll tell you that I understand that it's not likely, if at all possible. But if somehow or another, this Republican Party, they had a meeting and decided, we heard E's permanent interests. We're going to make those, all of them, part of our platform. And they go about the business of going at it, then damn it, I'm a Republican.
So am I.
Because for me, it ain't about the gamesmanship and he's trying to keep his seat and she's...
Yeah, because at that
this
point...
This is about our permanent interests.
Those 10 things cover...
If they get down with climate change, Republicans do.
Yeah.
If they get down with reparations, they get down with
curbing violence on black folks. I mean, just the list...
Yeah, the whole list of things. If they get down with that, which would be the smart thing to do if they want to win.
Yeah.
But they're so damn lazy. They just say, well, we're just not going to keep them from voting. We ain't going to go for that. We're just going to keep them from voting.
Yeah.
If you're so craven and depraved and want your seat so bad, that's an easy way to do it. Just to adopt our permanent interest. So my point is that all that political gangsmanship stuff,
yeah,
I can't find myself to grow interested in that. If you ain't down with our permanent interest, I'm not down with you. I don't care what your political gang is.
Well, and that speaks to the whole conversation about, again, I say why, because that's such an. I mean, I guess Eric's right. He's onto it. They're lazy or they're that craven, because that would be the easiest political maneuver right now.
Yeah.
Is to say, you know what, we need to sit down and talk to not just the black leaders. We need to talk to, Pookie and Ray Ray on the street corner and say, what y'all need?
Let's get them all voting.
Right. And the minute that they do that, the volumes of people that will say, you got our top 10 that E and Richard and Tressa put together, shoot, we on. Right. We on that train. Because y'all going to do that. Y'all going to commit to that and be damned what anybody says. You're going to stand strong on and say, we're going to get these things done for you.
Right.
Yeah,
listen, especially if it was Republicans.
Hell yeah.
Because they will cut some throats to get it done.
But
the Democrats, tradition, blah, blah, blah.
They'll come to the fight
get
with
right
the knife.
Now. Old drunk ass Rich today.
They'll come to the fight with the knife, but it'll be a old dusty, butter knife.
Hell yeah, rusty in hell too. Let me see what's on Vanessa's mind. Hey Vanessa, what's new, girl? Hey Vanessa. Did she put us on hold?
I think she did. Vanessa,
I'm gonna put her on hold real quick.
Yeah, because she probably missed. She probably had to brush her teeth or something.
Went to see what's on top of her refrigerator.
Because she knew you were gonna ask her.
Yeah, she knew that. Let me get Marcus going from the south side. Marcus, what's new, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey,
Fantastic,
what's up, man?
Good to hear from you, man.
This has been a question that I've had. First of all, I'm going to start off by saying this. I don't agree with everything you guys say all the time, but I appreciate your format, and I appreciate the fact that you let people that speak their opinion, even though it may be different from yours. But I have a problem, and you all may have talked about this individual. There's an individual that has a weekly radio show, just like you all, different station, that was a part of the civil rights movement. This person agrees wholeheartedly with Trump. This person doesn't see the problems with these voting rights bills that are coming across these state legislatures right now. And I just wanted to hear your thought on that, because I just don't get it. I don't get it. You came from that era, but yet you're backing a man and a party that are trying to take away the things that you say you fought for, that you marched for.
Yeah, you know what? That is pure intellectual laziness.
Yeah, and Eric has said this a couple of times, Marcus. And first of all, I want to compliment and comment on, a good conversation is not one that's just linear. It takes on a broad spectrum of opinions and thoughts. Eric will tell you this all the time. I ain't locked into one thought process.
Yeah, but you should know this too, Marcus. Sometimes I'm exploiting them. I want people to hear some of the stupidity that comes from folks.
Without a doubt.
Exactly.
But Marcus, listen, sorry.
Yeah, this particular person that I'm speaking on, if you call in to their radio show and you give a different point to their screeners than what they have, they literally won't take your call. That person will call you out over the air after the screener is hung up on you.
A little bit of that is that confirmation bias that Steve talked about. But Marcus, so listen, we were talking about this a few weeks ago. Eric's made the comment that Tim Scott and the comments he made about racism. And I'm paraphrasing from what Eric said. Basically, is his mother and father still alive? Because if his mom and daddy are still alive, knowing the hell that they went through, their probable age, mom should be punching him in his head because of what you just said about how certain folks seem to have forgotten all the hell that our predecessors went through to get us to a certain point. And I said a version of that last week when I called out, and I will continue to call out, Senator Sinema from Arizona. She's she's a lesbian. She's part of the LGBT community. And the hard work that our ancestors put through so that she could live the life that she lives right now as an LGBT woman in America, but yet she's getting in the way of voting rights and other platforms and policies that are going to change the system. That's embarrassing. She probably more so than Manchin. She needs to be called out every damn day for that hypocrisy.
But here's the thing, Marcus, that I actually consider. You know how you've got some careers that attract certain kinds of people. Unfortunately, politics in this country doesn't attract the best among us. In fact, it attracts probably the weakest among us. Yeah, you got to be a certain kind of a craven, depraved, swindling type of a fool to run for office in this country. You don't get honorable people like you to run for office who will do the right thing and don't give a damn if you lose your job doing it.
Yeah,
you just don't get that in politics.
You can hold your head up and say, I did the right thing.
It's in both political gangs.
Yep. And those that can't figure out which one they're part of. So across that whole spectrum.
Across the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
your turn, Marcus.
Sorry, Marcus.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Top of the refrigerator, glove, and drying towels.
Glove? What's an glove?
Well, yeah. An oven glove, you mean?
It's an glove. You use it to take hot things out of the oven.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought you meant.
Well, how close is your oven to the refrigerator?
Close enough.
3 feet, 4 feet.
So you got to run over to the top of the refrigerator to grab the glove.
You would take it off the top of the refrigerator before you start.
No, it just seemed like you would hang a glove for the oven on the oven.
But it might get in the way, E, when you open the door.
Hold on a second. So why don't you put the oven glove on the oven?
It's much easier this way.
See, Marcus trying to be difficult, man. He probably got booze on top of his refrigerator and don't want to tell us. That's what it is.
Yeah. You and Steve got liquor up there.
My refrigerator sits in an enclosure much like someone else's does. And I can't put a bottle of booze or cereal. And by the way, I used to call you guys quite a bit and listen to you quite a bit. But since I retired last year, man, I'm usually drunk, passed out this time of day.
See that, your drunk ass? See that? I knew your drunk ass was up there.
So then I'll ask this question. What's in your damn oven? Because you probably stored a liquor down there. It's easy to get to.
Well, nothing's in there right now. Nothing's in there right now.
Put some food in there, man.
That's right.
Cook something, man.
So you don't get drunk.
All right, Marcus, be well, brother. Stay safe, brother.
All right, you all take care now.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, so we got drunk ass Adrian, drunk ass Steve, and drunk ass Marcus now.
Yeah, they half in the bag, man. Adrian gonna be upset. You know why?
Why?
Because he's like, hey man, y'all letting him in my club without letting me know first.
So you ain't got no membership card, man. You gotta get a membership card.
That's true. That's true. Too funny.
That's my man. What's on top of your refrigerator, man?
We want to know.
That's right.
Call in and tell
Acquiring minds.
Don't be embarrassed.
Know. Your boy Joe on YouTube said that he's got paper products. Okay. Paper products, man. He got paper products.
Paper products. Oh, gosh. Karate Joe. Yes, I'm sorry. Senator Sinema is bi. That's why I said she's part of the LGBT community. But thank you, Joe, for correcting me.
I don't care about that gang either.
I don't either.
That has nothing to do with my permanent interests. That's where they take you, see? That's where they take you. But she's a homosexual. You know, it doesn't matter to me.
But that's a part of the permanent interest as it relates to not causing harm. And
I mean,
but I know what you're saying in terms of splitting hairs over.
I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim. I don't care none of that stuff. Permanent interests are permanent interests.
Just don't split hairs on it. Right.
That's the game they drag y'all into. Which gang are you a part of?
Yeah.
Right. This is a sub gang, the LGBTQ community, the African American. Those are subgroups of the gangs.
Right. And the greater interest, the permanent interest, they're about everybody. We built them out. You can't
let them drag you into this game, man. No. Permanent interests are permanent interests. Whoever addresses them. Right, somebody should be lobbying Republicans to advocate for the permanent interest.
Peep this, y'all.
This is your opportunity to win over a big block of voters.
If you really are serious about the betterment of the country and the American people,
there you go.
Here's your ticket right here.
There you go. All right, y'all. Number 773-763-9278. We're going to the top of the hour, and we're going to try Vanessa again when we come back because maybe she's back.
She might be back.
Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Yes, I got some candy kisses on your lips. Yes, I got some honey, some chocolate chip and kisses full of love for you. My life has been waiting for your love. My arms have been waiting for your love to arrive. My heart has been waiting, my soul anticipating your love, love, love.
Hi,
Hi, this is Alex Garza at AGG Consulting. You can visit me at www.aggconsulting.net. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis, directly from your account, and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan. Empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA. SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive on 820 AM. WCPT Willow Springs is powered by ComEd. If you need help with your bill, call ComEd at 800-EDISON-1.
You probably have a lot of questions about opportunities to save on your electricity bill by going solar. Well, here's your chance to get your questions answered. Call Tracy today at 708-261-6290 or visit her website at www.solarsaves.pro for a no-obligation discussion about your opportunity to save on your electricity bill by going solar. You'll also learn about the 26% federal tax credit and the Illinois Solar Renewable Energy Credit that could save you as much as 1/3 of the cost to convert. Call Tracy today at 708-261-6290 and be sure to visit her website www.solarsaves.pro. That's www.solarsaves.pro or call her at 708-261-6290. Heard of CBD but unsure about the benefits? Then you need to visit the CBD Fun Store, where we have dozens of natural cannabis-based products that promote everyday well-being. The form of cannabis that we use is Wakana's all-natural line of products is industrial hemp. Come directly to the CBDFunstore.com to explore the benefits and place an order. We have a full suite of products including oil, gummies, creams, smokable hemp, and pain relief cream to suit all your needs. All of our products are backed by our 30-day money-back guarantee. Your satisfaction is our focus. So visit CBDFunstore.com where we make good health fun. The CBD Fun Store is a fully licensed micro-dispensary under the Wakana 4Life Distribution Group. You must be 21 years old to purchase CBD products. Please consult your healthcare professionals about the potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
I'll tell you why there's no love. Simply you're not cool enough for what we have between us. Don't you know you lost my trust?
Hi, I'm Aiden Taylor of A.L. Taylor & Associates. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Yeah, y'all, the number 773-763-9278. What's on top of your refrigerator? Ah, damn, thank you, man. So, by the way, you didn't do it last time. Stevie Wonder, Do I Do was the last song. This is Faith Evans featuring Howard's own P. Diddy, Sean Combs.
There it is.
That's right.
Okay.
You Gets No Love is the name of the song. Faith Evans. She was married to Biggie, man.
I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, duh. Yes, I did. Because it's in the movie that's was brought out in the
movies. There's a couple movies about Biggie now.
Yeah, true.
773-763-9278. Let's see if Vanessa's got on the line now, y'all. Vanessa, what's up, girl?
Sounds like she's swimming or typing.
Hey, Vanessa.
She's trying to talk. Maybe her phone is knocking around. She got a hamburger phone.
One more hold here for you, Vanessa. One more hold
Come
here.
back, Vanessa.
Let's see what's on Eduardo's mind. Eduardo, what's new, brother?
Hey, good afternoon. Yeah, so I went to Tampa Bay, like I previously said.
Yeah, I remember that. That's right. So?
Yeah, I mean, people weren't really talking about politics. I mean, I saw people getting along.
We weren't talking about no fighting in the streets and no firebombs, man. Talking about that.
But did your food get served to you the right way?
I didn't find it too exciting. I mean, if I wanted to like move, because I've been doing some scouting around, and I really can't move right now, anyways. But I'm scouting around. I mean, who knows? We'll see. I mean, if I get a different job opportunity, I might move
to Tampa.
Well, I don't know about Tampa. Maybe Tennessee, Florida, somewhere around there.
Well, you know, those places are in the South, right? I mean, I mean, really, the only place you can go in the South, I think. You go ahead, man.
I was going to say Tampa. Places like Tampa, Nashville, they're not red. They're blue.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Democratic mayors.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But, I mean, other than like Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, maybe Dallas,
yeah,
I
can't think of no place else I'd go in the South, man.
Well, Houston has moved up on the scale a little bit, but you know there's some good things going on in Houston.
It's the South, man. It's the South, man. They got a history, man. They got monuments to people who lost the war.
The challenge that I have, Eduardo, and I'm with you, man. I mean, I'm with you on that in terms of okay, what do you do? How do you live? I don't want to move someplace where I have to feel like I got borders around where I can go. I'm living on an island. So in other words, if you and your crew decided you wanted to drive to Jacksonville or drive down to West Palm Beach or some other place, Orlando, I don't want you to feel, meaning any of us, that, oh, I can't really go there because the trip from Tampa to Jacksonville or the drive from X to Y lends to what Eric's talking about the other part of the South. That would be my quote unquote, big brotherly concern for you.
What did you do in Tampa, man?
Yeah.
I was I rented a car, so I kind of drove around, see different parts, and I wanted to see how people were acting. I noticed some of the homes in some of these not so good neighborhoods really getting fixed up, and I think they're gonna buy them. They don't care who lives around them because it's a good price. Because if they wait long, they're gonna be gone. So I think there's gentrification going on in these places, unfortunately. But
yeah, it's the South, man. It's still the South, man.
You don't pay taxes in Florida.
Yeah, it's a small. Listen, man, you pay taxes.
But the entertainment is low compared to places like Chicago and New York.
Sure. So, yeah, but listen, man, you pay taxes for a reason, man. So I'm not as upset about paying taxes as I am evaluating what I get for my taxes. If I'm paying taxes and my school system is terrific, I'm happy to pay those taxes. Yeah. But if I got a raggedy school system and I'm paying taxes, not so much.
Well, and then you got to keep in mind too. You may not. I know that conversation about taxes. That Florida is an example. Texas is an example. And you have to look at what you do pay for. I mean, I have family that live in Florida, and Eric's got family that lives in different places in the South. Texas, particularly, I have family there, a good number of family members. And they were unpleasantly surprised at some of the fees that they pay on a lot of things that quote aren't taxes that are income taxes or property taxes necessarily, but they pay high fees for other things. And to Eric's point, what are they getting for that or not getting because they're just trying to hide. That stuff's got to be paid for. This is what I always laugh about.
Yeah, it's paid for somehow. These people aren't not charging taxes and thus have lower cost structures. They're paying for it somehow.
Yeah.
And they're probably getting it from those of us who don't make millions and millions of dollars.
And that's why you have so many red states that get so much federal money that people don't talk about either. They get that money and it's very quiet. They want to pretend like they're these independent states and we have a low tax base. Well, that's because they get a lot more money from the federal government than they put into the federal government, and that's an imbalance.
Yeah.
That explains why the infrastructure, because I've been to Texas and Florida, and I was in the expressways, and I noticed, how come our expressways don't look like the expressways in Texas and Florida?
What do you mean?
Well, they don't have snow and ice to deal with to start with. So, keeping them straight and not being damaged because of the salt is a big thing. But like in Dallas, it's like it's a toll every 5 minutes.
Yeah. and on all their freeways.
In Texas, they get hail.
Well, they get hail, yeah, but it's not like the expanding and contracting that the cold in the summer does in Chicago. That does.
They get the potholes because of the salt they're throwing, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You mean here? But are you saying that our roads are worse here than they were there?
Yeah, that's my impression that I got.
Oh, yeah, you're right there.
You're right about that. And to Eric's point, it's largely due to the climate more than it is to how they manage them.
The climate tears up roads up here for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it depends on. I guess it depends on how the age. I mean, if you're a young person, you're going to be living in Tampa. You're not going to be living in rural Florida. You're going to be living in the city if you're a young person. I mean, if you're like me, who's 50 or over, I mean, you're probably going to go to the suburbs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So wait a minute. We old people live in the suburbs. Is that what you're saying, man? Only old people in the suburbs?
I'm thinking if you're retiring, yeah, you're probably going somewhere where you don't hear an ambulance.
Not me.
Hey man, listen, I want to be in a high rise with a doorman and indoor parking, man.
I'm 59 years old, Eduardo, and there's no way in hell I'm going to retire and move to I want to be where there is stuff. I can take public transportation. I can get a cab if I don't feel like driving. And to Eric's point, building, doorman, on and on.
I see your point, though, man. Yeah. I see your point. You're probably right, because if young people want to be downtown in the midst of everything.
I don't want to be bored. I mean, I don't want to be bored, so that's a big thing. I mean, I might go somewhere there and say, oh, well, the good thing is, my taxes are lower, I'm not paying any taxes. But then on the other side, what am I doing throughout the day? It's just staring at the sun and getting a suntan.
Yeah.
You're sitting around like Marcus and Steve drinking all day.
That's right.
Right.
Get drunk. Hey, man, thanks for the update, man. Be
thanks,
well.
Eduardo. Be safe.
We'll talk another time. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
See you. Yeah, I ain't moving to the South, man.
No.
South, man. Not on purpose. I might have a spot there, but I'm not
going to be there for permanent. No, I mean, me and Ann dig, Southern California, and we really dig New Mexico. Different climate, but different mindset than the South and the Southeast. Without a doubt, it's a whole different, way of being. So
let me try Vanessa again here. We just giving Vanessa all kinds of love. Yeah.
Hey, Vanessa. See, I think there's something wrong with her.
Yeah, you're trying to come back or something. Yeah.
If Vanessa, if you're trying to reach us, why don't you go on YouTube or something? If you
just call. Why don't you call back, Vanessa?
Oh, that's a better idea. Just
call back, Vanessa.
Dial in again. Yes, he's trying to talk.
Yeah, he's trying to talk. We can't hear. Let's try old drunk ass Adrian.
Brace yourself, everybody. Brace yourself.
Hey, man, you got members, man. Invite your boys over to have a booze with you, man.
You got to start charging a fee for your membership, Adrian.
I got a Patreon account. They can all sign up, but it's pronounced Patron instead of Patreon.
You almost made Eric lose it, man. Hey, man.
What you got on top of your refrigerator?
Yeah.
Man, I don't care. I'm gonna cover two in one stone here. You want to know what's on top of my fridge? Well, first of all, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. The family meeting is on, so you know what I'm doing. Now, that leads into what's on top of my fridge. My cold, tasty alcoholic beverage is on top of my fridge.
Okay.
Now, why? Because my refrigerator is now stuck to my arm, so I've been walking around the house, dragging the refrigerator around, magnetized my arm. So I just put my drink on top of the fridge.
So you're Magneto, huh?
I'm Magneto, that's right. I just put my drink on top of the fridge, and when I need another ice cube, I just reach in there and pop it in. And I'm good.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, man, we wanted to know what was on top of that fridge. And, you know, you get, like Eric said, you got two new members of the crew, Marcus and Steve, you know. Steve eased into his answer. You could see his eyes kind of roll upward like, there's wine on top.
Well, I bid them welcome.
Yes, very much. What's on your mind, man? What else is going on in the world of Adrian?
Well, you kind of, actually, Rich, you kind of sparked something when you were talking about Kristen Sinema out there and how she's a part of the LGBTQ community. And I was thinking about this whole voting permanent interest kind of thing and voting against your interest. And so her and Joe Manchin, in my opinion, and I have kind of a little subtext to this, they're voting for personal permanent interest, and that is just staying in power. So they are making, a political calculation about who to stand with, who to stand against to maintain, personal political power. And it's just basically right now, I just see that they're just voting for their own personal interest, and not necessarily what the permanent interest of, say, the gang is that they're supposed to be running with. And I'm going to point this out by talking about, my man earlier talked about how there's some radio host or whatever that has claimed to have fought for these civil rights, but he's, apparently some kind of right-wing knucklehead or whatever that won't even take a call if you have an opposing view for him or whatever. So I think about, about that situation. I think about, the people like Owens and Jesse Lee Patterson and all these people. And it brings me to what I saw this week. So my wife is out of school, so she's home for the summer, and I had vacation last week. So she likes to watch The View. So I was kind of listening to, a little bit of it. And that Caitlyn Jenner was on The View talking about political aspiration. And they asked her about transgender issues and voting rights and all this. And she immediately said, as a response to transgender issues, we have bigger, more important things to talk about.
Yeah.
That's what came out of her mouth. So her being and I remember when she came out and doing all this transgender, and all these people were applauding her for being, so brave and all this, and I wasn't with that. And it ain't because I got anything about, transgender people, but it's just like, okay, here's a person who already had everything and had nothing to lose, didn't care what nobody thought, had fame, fortune, whatever. They didn't have to worry about their family, their church, their community, shunning them for being who they wanted to be. Calling this person brave is stupid.
Yeah. A lot of people get sucked into that, and Eric's had to teach us all a lesson about you don't get a medal for doing the right thing or doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And it's a lesson greatly learned because
low standard.
Yeah, we got to be able to raise the standard and say no. And then when someone does what you saw, Caitlyn, I almost called her something else, formerly known as. We have to particularly call that person out because they should be. I mean, I guess that's kind of my position with Sinema, is that they should be. But they're not.
Yeah, but see, that's that political gamesmanship.
But no, Eric. I'm just saying. I'm talking on both sides of the issue in the sense that you're right. They shouldn't be, and we shouldn't be giving them any added credit because that's that
right.
gang stuff.
I don't really care what Caitlyn's position is. If it's not addressing my permanent interest, whatever gang she's a part of, whatever sexual orientation group she's a part of, doesn't matter to me. My permanent interests are all that matters.
And the way that she answered the question to be a better steward of this notoriety would have been, we have, that may not be a big enough issue because we have these other issues. But even still.
But, you know, the question is, what are they? Because I don't care what she doesn't like. I want to know that she does like
my point.
My permanent interest.
She didn't identify what they were.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. Go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, so, well, my thing in all this is, if you have some interest, and they permanent interest, they need to line up. They need to line up with your permanent interest. And, you know, obviously, Manchin and Sienna, their permanent interests don't line up with ours because they're putting things that we need at risk, like voting rights. So they can still stay in power because they're voting for their personal interest, and we need them to be looking at our permanent interest. And they're not, so they need to be gone.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. I wouldn't be about the business of exerting anything about getting rid of them as much as I would be advocating for somebody who addresses my permanent interests.
Yeah,
so
and that's what I mean by them being gone. Primaries, whatever, find somebody that has a permanent interest aligned with us and get them in there and get the bums out that don't. And stop trying to play games, not play games, but stop playing with these people.
Stop trying to convince them
like they're actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, then stop playing like you can actually negotiate with these people when you need to. You can't.
Yeah, and say, listen, you know what? You've had opportunity.
Or be more like them. Be craven and depraved like them about my permanent interests.
Bingo. Yeah, we've given you enough chances. Absolutely. You know what you should be doing for the greater good in terms of permanent interest.
And I can get behind that because if you're advocating for my permanent interest, everybody, including those imbeciles who don't, benefit from that. Yeah. So I can get behind that level of craven and depravedness.
Yeah, and they're both to that end they're both being politically stupid, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's just a loser's mentality.
Yeah.
Is that all you got, man?
That's all I got.
You don't have two? You got two refrigerators?
I'm heading back to my drink. I can't hear nothing else you say.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, man.
All right, Adrian.
All right, you too. Take care.
All right. My man. Drunk ass everybody today. Everybody's a drunk ass today.
Wow. Ooh, I think I know what this song is.
This would be The Elements of the Universe.
The only ones.
Yearning, learning.
What you do.
That's right, man. All right, y'all. Tommy's waiting on us, man. He's coming early today. Let me get Tommy in early today, right, Charlotte?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
This is Abdel Shakur, Mr. Know-It-All. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. We all know that 2020 was quite a year. COVID-19, the economy, financial markets, and the election have impacted our sponsors and advertisers across the board. We thought rather than being solely dependent on sponsors and advertisers to maintain our show, we could create a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page. We know you appreciate what we have to offer, from our Stop By and Pull Up a Seat dialogue to our Red Hot Music playlist, and our guests, politicians, authors, and small businesses. It is with that knowledge that we ask you to support the family meeting and to become a cousin and a monthly subscriber to our show using our Patreon page. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to keep the family meeting a viable voice here on WCPT, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Your monthly support will also help us expand our reach and touch more people across the progressive conversation. To become a Patreon subscriber, go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link. Simple and sweet. Thanks, cousins. We look forward to keeping
A Single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions, and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
My name is Cecil B. Lucy, attorney at law and a certified public accountant. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Yeah, y'all. So that's Brick.
Yes.
Got it, see? Got it. That's Brick, y'all.
What a song.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Not at all. To handle our permanent interest. How about that?
That's right. That's exactly right. So, listen, we're watching you guys on YouTube, by the way. So I saw your question, Lisa. I did. I did. And the question Lisa asked on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube now, is could someone could someone in these these red states or purple states get elected?
For advocating our permanent interest.
Yeah. Could they get elected on that? And so here's the thing. Do we believe that our permanent interests are widely shared? Right? Because if they're not, what then does that mean for and about this country? So here's the thing.
Do they need to be identified by a body like us to say this is what we believe our interests that should be permanent for all Americans?
Yeah, I think that that the political party system in the country almost by default kind of forces people into a box. Mm-hmm. And there's certain things they will and won't say.
Right.
Right. Even if they may be advocating maybe backhandedly for some of our permanent interests, they are going to pursue a certain box, mainly because they want the money from the gang to run their campaigns.
Or the representatives of the gang.
Right. So the reality is, and listen, I think that those who claim to be independent, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. The independents, as I understand them, tend to caucus with Democrats. So they have a tendency to play nice with that political gang. Mm-hmm. You know, I think what's needed is not necessarily a third party, but just someone who takes the best of both parties. Mm-hmm. And there are some good Republican things, right? Probably not as many as we would like, but there are some. It says, you know, these are all the right things to do. The bigger question is, can someone who advocates for permanent interests of the plurality of people actually win? The secondary question is, will somebody run for office and advocate for the plurality of permanent interests? Because they have a tendency to wander into a gang or into the stream of a gang. So I think the answer is yes. Everybody wants great schools. Everybody wants low taxes. Everybody wants the climate to be safe. Everybody wants a lot of different things.
Well, I think I'm gonna add on rather than
that are on our permanent interest list.
Yeah. So the permanent interest, whatever they ended up being baked out, boiled out to be, are not bad for anybody. They're good for everybody. Until you get in, and then when you tie that into the person or personality that would be that candidate, I just have to believe that their biggest obstacle is going to be financing. So they'd almost have to be, for lack of better words, wealthy enough.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Financing is an old way of doing this.
But it's
I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing with you as much as I'm saying a creative person can use the tools, the modern tools.
Okay, I got you.
And win social media and stuff like that.
Yeah. There's far more money in that bucket than there is to self-finance. The permanent interest message. So then the question becomes, how does that message get to the people? Well, social media would be probably the easiest.
Right, because when you look at the polls, for instance, on the Affordable Care Act, so the polls say that most people like the essential parts of the Affordable Care Act, right? So then you advocate for those, right? As far as gun control, I think it was like 70-something% of the people want common sense gun restrictions.
72%.
Right. So advocate for that. But what ends up happening is if you take that position, then one of the gangs says you're part of that gang.
Right.
And now you've got to fight to say I'm not part of either gang.
Well,
and then you're engaged in this crazy ass conversation about which gang you're in,
and
that's a useless conversation.
And I'm sorry, I'm riding right along with you. Then this is where that other leg, that other empire gets involved, and they take the position of destroying that person, also meaning our common media, because they want a gang fight. They want a two-gang fight because it's easy for them because they're not intellectually curious, and as a result, the conversation gets steered into which gang are you a part of, and if these are the 10 permanent interests, they want to snipe and break those down into, well, are those Democratic policies or the Republican policies, rather than them being permanent interest policies.
Right, because the larger media is going to try to put them in one of the gangs.
Bingo.
And then you spend all your time trying to
stay out of the game, out of that conversation.
Right. Then you can't have a legitimate conversation about all of the permanent
about
interests.
The content.
Right.
Because you get caught up in the gang conversation.
Right.
Y'all, if you heard that, and I didn't mean to interrupt Eric on that, but that is one of the reasons why we can't get past the gang conversation and into the permanent interest, is because, unfortunately, and I know Eric hates it when we say the media, but in this case, the media does keep that conversation alive because it puts more money in their pocket to have a two-gang warfare.
Well, see, so a smart person running a campaign would understand that not that you purposely say things that are bombastic, but the media they're like flies on.
Catch them off guard early and say, we know y'all going to talk about this
as soon as the media starts trying to put you in a gang, they're also going to try to interview you.
Right.
Right. So that's when you take your opportunity to leave your message out there.
Bingo.
Your boy, the imbecile who won, he remember all the free media he got?
Yeah.
Because he was saying garbage.
That people,
and they was like, well, we got to get this dude on to explain that garbage.
Right. And they didn't want him to explain the garbage. They just knew that it was going to raise their numbers.
Right.
So use them the way that they want to try to use you. So if I were that candidate, Eric would say, look, man, now when you go on tonight, don't get drafted. Don't get drawn down that rabbit hole. You got to stay on point and say, these are our permanent interests and here's why. And as much as they want to take you down that rabbit hole, you got to stay on point.
Right. Right. And don't allow yourself to be put in a political gang, or let them accuse you of not being a part of any political gang.
Yeah, I'm not. So what? This is the permanent interest.
I can't get out like that. I think it's inefficient, and it creates tribes and enemies. Right.
And I think the question sometimes should be, by a lot of politicians that get interviewed and whatever, business people that get interviewed about politics, the question should be, tell me how that's going to hurt some. If an interviewer asks XYZ person, politician, this question, that politician should be adept enough to pivot and say, well, tell me why what I'm going after is not good for the bulk of people, rather than me explaining to you why it's good for the people. Because they get caught up in that all the time, trying to talk, sell on why, rather than ask a simple question. You tell me, Mr. or Miss Interviewer, why it's a bad idea. They can't handle that.
Right.
They're not used to that. So, to your point.
Have a permanent interest list that is taped to you, that they can't separate from you.
Nope. That
the people who are going to vote, and this is evidenced, I think, by the second election of President Obama.
Okay.
I mean, you would think after when they turned the machine on and tried to make him into a foreigner and a Muslim and all other things that scare white folks, and he still got reelected, folks heard their permanent interest being addressed.
Yeah, they did.
They heard that.
And the little bit that they got in the first, 2 years of his first term,
right?
They were like, oh yeah, he did deliver on that.
We did get a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't characterize him as wildly, successful.
Right. Largely because he didn't have the numbers, and he went in, to your point, many times you said he went in trying to, play nicey nice and glad hand with people and try to bring folks together, and it didn't work. And by the time it didn't work, he lost the numbers. So nothing was going to work after that.
Everybody at that point was pissed off at him for saying, why are you trying to kowtow to these people?
Right.
Which is where we are right now.
Right. And Joe's got to understand the lesson that
he spent 8 years kowtowing to these people. He should have learned his lesson by now.
And that's over. And let's be honest, to some extent, that probably pissed Joe Biden off a little bit. I mean, you would think that it did. He's sitting back as VP going, damn. I mean, you would think that if
you would think,
if I were president,
that, yeah,
and you and I were boys, and you were vice president, I know we would have some conversations behind closed doors where some foul language would be coming out.
Man, screw these people, man.
Yeah,
they ain't trying to get out.
And now that you become president, and you tried to get my attention, and you had my attention, but we knew what we were up against, I would think you would roll in there and say, "Look, I've been through this. I went through this for 8 years behind my boy.
I ain't doing it again.
I ain't doing it this time."
Yeah.
And
y'all know, lesson, man.
If y'all don't like it, I got 4 years to make you crazy.
Let's see what's on Tom's mind, shall we? Tom, what's new, man?
Well, first of all, greetings to all those in the listening audience. And Richard and Eric, here's the reality. If the commonwealth of a nation is not the political party's permanent interest, you have already lost the battle. Explain that. You are acting like these individuals who are in these political offices do not have the understanding of the interests of the people in which they represent. And so how it plays out is money talks and the hell with poor people, period. That's where we're at. If not, explain to me how a nation could be plunged into 15 months of absolute chaotic, unbelievable nuances coming from the highest office of the land about the actual plight of the people, and then look at where we're at right now. What am I saying? Watch this. Every American person who's listening to me right now understood that they were born and raised under the notion that to be a productive individual, you had to be a part of the working cog. If that be the case, then how is it on one particular day that an individual came to the microphone and said you were no longer essential? Hold up, go home, and we'll let you know when you can come back out. Then they went into how and who could get it and who wouldn't get it. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, get a shot, don't get a shot. Look where we at right now. People are arguing back and forth about whether you got a shot or don't have a shot. Prices have skyrocketed completely out of the north. I go off into a local big box store where I buy materials to build people's products and stuff. I go off in there, and there's no difference from the cheapest part of wood to the highest premium wood. They both the same prices.
Why do you not understand that if we were talking about permanent interest, how could a nation ever allow any state to then turn around and red light and malign individuals' rights to even vote? How could a nation even allow an individual to come up to a microphone and stir up the people the way they did, and people died and stuff, and then they rolled off into the sunset and they still got a microphone in front of their mouth talking nonsense? How could a nation have an individual who is now the governing party and they're sitting up trying to get along with people who said the hell with whatever any of y'all talking about? We're going to do whatever we want to do. We're going to change the laws. We're going to do whatever we have to do to make our permanent interests permanent. And we're sitting up here now with this fool Manchin up there talking about he doesn't support voting rights. If you're wondering why it sounds like he's about to kill over and pass out, it's because I want to ask the people a question. When does madness stop and common sense reality become reality? Can you listen to a family meeting? Hell, drinking can't solve this. Blue pills can't solve this. Ricochet bricks can't solve this. You need the Tommy bobblehead. Goodbye.
I was waiting for Tommy to tell us what he had on top of his refrigerator.
I forgot to ask him about that.
That's all right.
That's our contribution to the community safety. If Tommy don't get it out here, he's going to be busting your windows in your neighborhood today.
We've seen the evidence, y'all.
That's right, y'all.
Yes, we have.
Let me see what's. I can't get him in before the break.
Yeah. Well, hang in there, Norbert. We're going to get you on the backside. No, man. Listen, I know we got to go to this break in a second, but you would think that the lesson would have been learned. I hope that it has, and maybe
what lesson?
The Biden's lesson of watching Obama get just throttled because he couldn't get a damn thing done that he really wanted to and genuinely should have gotten done. Yes, the numbers went away in terms of the midterm of the first term, but damn, I don't know. I just want Joe to say, you know what, screw y'all.
Well, so like I said at the outset, there's value in seeking bipartisanship. I see that. But spending too much time on it, that begins to wear people out.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And after what we see going on with the people who oppose our permanent interests, nah, man.
Like I said last week, we remember Democrats, y'all won.
Act like it.
Act like you won. Please.
Please, yeah.
This song is beautiful and wonderful and historic.
All right, we come back. We're going to hear from Norbert. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Anlita Buchanan, middle school math teacher. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Hey, this is Brittany Perry. Did you know there's a Black-owned footwear brand based here in Chicago? Perry Co. Shoes creates affordable luxury footwear and accessories for both men and women. Whether you're in a suit or out with friends, they provide pieces you can wear on a daily basis. Breaking barriers, inspiring style. Visit www.perrycoshoes.com to purchase a pair today. That's www.perrycoshoes.com.
A 2016 study estimates that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft that year. Fight back against identity theft by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, You will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
A health issue that's not getting better. It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
Keep what you got until you get what you need, y'all. You got to give a lot just to get what you need sometimes, y'all. Give me the bridge now. I feel like busting loose, busting loose. Give me the bridge now. I feel like busting loose, busting loose now. Busting loose in the evening.
This is Brandon Allen, a.k.a. The Scrub, and welcome back to the Family Meeting.
Check on Brandon, man.
Yeah, he's been posting some great. You see how his not videos, but pictures post when he's driving to work?
No.
Yeah, he posts some stuff every now and again. And he had one yesterday or today on his drive to work, showing the sunrise on Lakeshore Drive.
Oh, that's why he's up early. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's up early.
Running that store.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know. I just think what I think, say what I say, and then, let it ride how it rides. You know what I mean?
Deal with the fallout.
Let's see what's on Norbert's mind today. Norbert, what's new, man?
Hey, Eric and Richard, it's great to talk to you.
Likewise. You out there riding the bike again, man?
Actually, I'm in the shade in the yard cleaning up some old garbage.
Oh, okay. Yard work. Y'all some yard working people, man. Not me.
He's talking about you and me, Norbert. I was doing some yard work today, and so Eric just threw you and me in the same bucket.
I don't do no yard work, man.
A few months ago, you asked me about hostas. Were you able to find any in the garden shops, or?
Yeah, they weren't full enough for me, so I'm actually looking in the Facebook Marketplace now, looking to buy them there. I just haven't determined when I want to buy them because I want to get them planted as soon as I buy them. So I got to find somebody to do that because I'm not going to do that. I'm not planting them things, man.
Yeah, I can dig some up for you. Maybe I'll send you a message. I'll take some pictures of what we got around our yard.
Okay, as long as you dig them up, I'll take them, man. I'm not going to come dig them up either, man. No, your boy lazy, man. No, I ain't doing no yard work, man. Nope.
Oh, Norbert, you've been doing okay otherwise?
Oh, yeah. My mom passed away last month. So it's been getting over that. But I still like to talk about it because of her leadership and what she did and raising with my dad raising 4 kids and raising us in a way that we treat all people with respect and love. And so that was something that was brought up at the funeral. But it was interesting, though, because a lot of my northern Wisconsin so-called conservative relatives didn't show up. But I really didn't want to see them anyway.
How you doing, though, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
How old was your mom?
She was 85.
There you go.
She had survived several health issues throughout her life, and she had an aneurysm, and it happened fast, so she didn't have any pain.
Yeah, that's you. It doesn't get better, man. It doesn't. Well, it doesn't feel like to me it gets better. It subsides some, but it just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Norbert. We with you, brother. We with you.
Yeah. I I find myself in the middle, getting criticized by both people on the right and the left. The people on the right call me a communist because I want everybody to have a chance. I want everybody to have the same opportunities that I did. And I don't think that's communism. I think that's what we're really meant to be, and give everybody opportunities, give everybody a chance. And I like to talk about I want everybody in Austin and England to be a millionaire and be self-sufficient and have thriving communities where they're not dependent on anybody. And that's when I say that to people who are so-called liberals. They call me a corporatist because I want corporations to bring good jobs to people and good pay and good benefits. And you don't get that in the service industry and low-paying jobs. We need the good jobs that corporations provide. So I get it from both sides. But
man, that's a good thing, though, man. If you got both sides hating you, you're doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like to see progress, and the root of the word progressive is progress. And sometimes I don't feel like a lot of people who call themselves progressives, they want to keep people poor for their agenda. To support their agenda, they need poor people to keep people poor to get their to have their base.
Yeah.
And I disagree. If black people and other minorities become Republicans, it doesn't bother me at all. If the Republican Party can get their act together, there's opportunities for them to get voters get minority voters by getting opportunities into communities where people deserve a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I frankly would prefer to see Republicans advocate for my permanent interests more than I prefer Democrats, because I know they will do anything to get what they want to get done.
Yeah, play dirty all day long.
Yeah, right. And our permanent interests benefit everybody.
Yep, they just do. Better society, better world.
Yeah, I heard the CEO for Applebee's. Mm-hmm. He was being interviewed this week. You'll like this, Norbert. And so he's giving away like free appetizers to people who apply for jobs there. Mm-hmm. So the interviewer had enough in her mind to say, man, damn the advertisers, why don't you just give them all higher wages?
Right.
And he just dodged the question and all kind of things. I'm not one that subscribes to someone having an overt desire to keep people poor, but I think unknowingly they do that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They advocate for people to stay poor. And for him to just, say, I'm going to give you free appetizers, just give them more money, man. They can buy their own stinking appetizers.
They do their own thing.
Right.
That's right.
But they won't do that, though.
Yeah, it's better for everybody in the long run. If people have decent wages and can afford, when I look at the median family income in Austin and Englewood, there's no way that's a livable wage in Chicago to be have $20,000 or $25,000 income. That's not enough. We need people to get into schools and get the skills to get the high-paying jobs. I went to the last Microsoft database conference that was held before COVID. That was out here in Lyle. There was probably about 1,000 attendees, and there was minorities, mostly Asian and Indians, and I only found 3 black people, and they were actually from Africa. They were from Nigeria, selling database tools. That's what I see. Is I see this the good paying jobs. We need people to get those skills.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah, you got to be. Look, man. This is probably the wrong thing for me to say, but I got lots of Nigerian friends, and they'll tell you, you got to watch out for some of them Nigerians, man, because they always on the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, brother. They get you like that, man. Let me talk to you, brother. Listen, man. I love Nigerians, and I got one of my best friends Nigerians, but they'll tell you, man, you got to watch them sometimes, man, because they always on the hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. You're right.
Hey, Norbert, I appreciate you always, man. Be well, okay?
Thanks, Norbert.
Yeah, no problem. Love you guys and have a good week.
Love you back, man.
I'll send you some pictures of I got about 7 different varieties of.
Cool. Look, man, you dig them up, I'll come get them.
Yeah, I'll help out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to make your ass plant them, too. All right, Norbert, be well, man.
See, that's a problem.
Right.
That's a problem right there.
What?
You know damn well I would help you out, and I'd be like, man, just go sit down.
Help nothing. I'm not going to help you.
No,
you be by yourself.
You
digging
drive.
holes.
You drive. I'll do.
Okay.
Look, because all you gonna do is mess it up.
I'll put them in the car. I know how to put things in the car.
And then they'll sit on the ground until you try to find somebody, and then you
it
won't
won't take
plant
me
them.
long to find somebody. I'll pull somebody up on the street and say, hey, man.
Hey, man, come help me plant these.
dig some holes, put these things in
I'm
there,
your
man.
boy, I'd help you out. You know me. Look, I got to comment on something.
Ain't gonna be no help, man. I'm not gonna help you. You're not helping me. I'm not gonna be doing anything.
Well, you put them in the car. I ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
Shoot, you go put them in and take them out. I'll dig them and plant them. That's balance. That's 70-30, but I don't give a damn.
I ain't working in the yard.
I know you're not. Look, coming back to permanent interest and balance is something that Norbert said, and we've been saying this for the longest time. I know Eric gets on me about this, figuratively, about it doesn't matter what and how in the gang and the subtext, but there is a reason behind the not wanting to raise wages, the not wanting to give people the money rather than the damn appetizers, and that whole conversation. And I firmly believe the evidence is there that balance and growth and a rising tide lifts all ships.
This is Brandon Allen.
Does not, it actually scares those who have been living as privileged folks in America for decades, if not centuries. It scares them because they know that in a balanced, competitive society, that they who have coasted for a long time would be exposed. I believe that, Eric, and it's going to be hard for anybody to change my mind on that, because all you have to look at is every time we talk about equality or balance or raising wages or just take your foot off people's neck, the whole conversation goes back to, well, you should bootstrap up and you should do this, and my granddad built this from scratch. Damn that. Right now, we know that problem continues. And the economic harm just continues to perpetuate itself.
Right. Economic violence. Right.
The violence, thank you.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting that Norbert would go to an event like that and there weren't any black Americans that he could see or put his hand on, not literally, and say, yeah, that's what I'm noticing more and more and more.
Happens every day.
That there's more, there's sort of, we're going to call ourselves a diverse organization or entity, and that to us, meaning white folks who are running those organizations, saying we've got Asians, we've got some Middle Eastern people, we've got the Pakistani contingent, but where are the black folks from America?
So I looked up the Applebee's thing.
Yep.
So it was May 17th. And so the deal was every candidate 18 years or older who receives an interview will receive a voucher for a free appetizer. That was their deal.
A voucher.
For a free appetizer.
Which means when you come in, you got to spend more money.
Right.
Because you're going to eat there.
Appetizers, you're going to get drinks and everything else.
Right, so that voucher is nothing.
Right. And the interviewer, I forget who interviewed him, but I'm like, what? Just give him a raise, man. If you're desperately giving away appetizers to get folks to come in, raise your wages.
Right, for the people that work there.
Right.
And the other people that would potentially join.
Tell them you're paying $20 an hour, or whatever the prevailing wages in your community. They'll come in there.
Yeah.
They want to get paid.
Right. And
you can't attract nobody because they go in other places where they get paid better.
And most people.
And you giving away appetizers.
And here's the thing, Eric. This is what's sad about that.
Which is one of the great the great outcomes from the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
That it's raising wages.
Yeah, it is. And it's also placing some demands on employers about working conditions. And one of those being what you said earlier at the beginning of the broadcast about the racism in certain companies that's been exposed because these people have voiced their stupidity, and folks are saying, "Nah, I can't see going back." But that's another part of permanent interest that has to be addressed.
That's right. I read this week that Uber and Lyft spent some $200 million lobbying to keep drivers from being employees.
Yeah.
$200 million. Now, I don't have any idea how many drivers there are.
Yeah, but just divide it up by that
and then give it to them in wages.
Right, rather than spending money.
Or spend that money on their benefits.
Bingo. It's right, and that's and we got to understand that a lot of these companies, and I don't have a number, but I just from what I read and review, put themselves out there as being progressive companies, but they're doing these non-progressive things.
I agree with you. That's categorizing them again.
I'm sorry. I took a deep breath before I said it. Trust me. However,
this is simply a business decision. That it's worth more to us to pay somebody to walk around Washington buying dinners for politicians than just giving these people benefits.
The money, let them grow. Let things and that's when
to
I go.
Keep them from.
Don't you understand? The business is going to grow. You have more money.
You're going to spend the money you could have spent on benefits on trying to keep them from getting benefits.
Have better, happier, smarter employees. To fight that by paying these knuckleheads,
and they're catering to less than these unsavory, distasteful people.
Right.
The politicians. That's who the career attracts.
And that's left, right, and in the middle in terms of the gang that they would associate themselves with.
Right.
And it's happening more and more on a state level, which is why legislation is getting put forward or blocked to prevent things from moving into better permanent interest.
Yeah, man. We lives in a crazy world, man.
Crazy world with crazy people that just don't.
Listen, I want y'all to spend some time between now and when you hear from us again, looking at and Googling how much money is spent by some of these corporations lobbying. And just think in your own mind. Watch this. It's probably $250 per person to insure people per month, right? Yeah. Divide that by the number of employees these companies have. How many benefits they could have had instead of them lobbying to keep people from getting benefits.
Right. Just that. Y'all do some research. Everybody that's listening.
I'm not subscribing to some nefarious plot.
No.
I'm not saying that they're making a permanent decision that it's worth more to us to keep them from getting benefits than to just spend that money on benefits. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is you got people making stupid decisions, and they're trying to take advantage of people who are craven and depraved and distasteful people in the name of politicians.
Yep.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing. So y'all do some research this week and come back with some numbers and some data. Call in, whatever it may be, or post it on YouTube while we're live. But yeah, it's that's an insidious conversation because so many people think that these companies are making good business decisions. And in fact, the better business decision would be to make the company more expansive by providing these better benefits, better working conditions, living wages, all these things, and take the drama.
Which is, by the way, what Bernie advocated for.
Yeah, true.
Right. I mean, I think he may have waffled a little too often when he got cornered.
Yeah.
When he got called a socialist, and he kind of waffled sometimes. Don't do that, man. Don't cater to that.
I think he had the wrong people in his ear.
All right, y'all. That's all the time we have. I want to thank you for yours. For those of you on YouTube with the conversation, we appreciate you. For those of you calling in today, we appreciate you. I know y'all got a lot of things you can do on a Sunday besides deal with this. Like drinking?
On top of your refrigerator?
Yeah, man.
Tell us.
Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
Keep my dead laced up with fly getting makeup.